Hi, welcome back to another creative vlog. I have been filming clips sort of on and off last few weeks, and it occurred to me just as I was working now that I hadn't done sort of an intro, so I thought I'd quickly jump on and do an intro. So it's been a little while since the last one. I've been sort of filming since the last one, but I haven't uploaded one. But I've been working on the Enchanted Garden collection, and I've sort of finished up a few of those pieces. I think I've decided I'm going to basically do it in two halves, so the first half is like basically done, and I think I'm going to photograph that collection and then send it off to a shop and then remake it for the website. I'm currently working on a quick restock for my Cornwall shop because I got an email saying that was getting quite low, so that needs to be done, so that's what I'm currently working on now. Yeah, basically more jewellery making and business stuff. I was hoping to film some baking this week, or last week now, but I forgot. I might put a picture up here of the cake I made just for my mum's birthday. But yeah, I forgot to record that, but that was going to be the other creative thing I did that week, but of course I forgot to record. But hopefully still an interesting one. Yeah, making a new collection and that's going well and stuff, so that's basically it, and thank you for joining me, and hope you enjoyed the vlog. Okay, so this is the two-part moulding compound I'm going to use. Just use it like evenly 1-to-1, so the same amount of white to blue. Squish it together and then push the thing that you want to mould in, make the mould. This one that I'm going to mould, I feel like I might need to do two moulds, like use this as the first mould and then push the polymer clay back in and mould more polymer clay and then tidy that one up, but we'll see how it comes out. And this one I'm going to do is a 3D mould because there's details on the front and the back. That's sort of what I'm going to do next. Moulds are done. I'm pretty happy how this one turned out. I don't know if you can, the camera's picking it up, but it's got a lot of the details, so so far it's looking good. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking so far, and this one as well. Yeah, it looks good. The details in there and stuff. This one might be a bit of a fail. We'll see. I'm going to test all of them anyway, but I think, I don't know, I think maybe I should have gone deeper with this side, because this one seems pretty deep, but this one doesn't seem deep enough, and then I found it really hard to get it out. So I feel like maybe I should have made a more clearer line of where to cut. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to test them all out anyway with some polymer clay, and then go from there, really, see if I need to redo this one or if these ones are okay as well, because these look okay, but I won't know until I test them, so yeah. So the butterfly mould turned out really well, so I'm really happy with that one. There's obviously excess clay because I put too much clay in, but when I do it with the silver clay I just make sure I put less in, so there's less overspill. But I'm really happy how that one turned out. This one, it took these 2 attempts. You can see a lot of the sort of flower details got lost, but when I sort of more intentionally put the clay in the flower bits, they were came out a lot better, and I'm a lot happier with how this looks. Again, I put too much clay in, so I wouldn't do that with the actual thing, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I might, when it comes to the real thing, need to do a bit more extra work on it to make sure all the details aren't lost, but actually I'm pretty happy how that's looking so far. The only one that was a bit of a fail, when I knew it would be, was this one. So obviously it's meant to look like this, and this is how it turned out, so not great. This side's probably better than this side. So I'm going to redo this mould, because it's not the case of how I put the clay in, it's just the mould's not worked. I think what I'd do next time, instead of like sandwiching the two together like this, I'll do 2 separate sides separately, like I did with these ones, just like one side and then do the other side, and then I can sandwich it once the mould's dry, once the clay's in, rather than, I think that might be a better way of doing it. I don't know. I mean, it's annoying because obviously, like, this is like basically plastic and it's wasted, and I hate that. But sometimes you've just gotta do what you gotta do. But a little bit annoying. But I was suspecting that maybe hadn't gone too well. But I am happy with how these turned out, so that's a win. So yeah, I think what I'll do probably tomorrow now is try again with this mould and then test that mould. Yeah, it's just not, I'd say this side is definitely better, but just a lot of the detail is lost on that side particularly. It has a great shape or anything. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So I did another one of these moulds, and it was better than before, but still not amazing. Still didn't produce the results I wanted. Like, this is definitely better than like this one is, but it's still not as like good as the original prototype, like how elegant and detailed everything is in this one. So unfortunately, although it's a bit of a waste, I won't bin them, but probably won't use them for anything, because I don't like it. So what I'll do is I'll make this in silver completely by hand like I did with this, and then I might consider moulding it again from the silver version. That might be a better way of doing it, but if not, it may be a one and done piece. It won't be something I can keep making from scratch over and over again, because it would be too time consuming. I definitely want to at least make it once, because I do really like this design. Other than that, I have definitely finished deciding which pieces I'm going to make going forward. So this piece using the butterfly mould. This is a very rudimentary prototype, but that's kind of the vibe I'm going to go for. This necklace, which will have flowers hanging from the chains. It's going to be a bit shorter though. I've decided to go a bit thinner, just to make it a bit more elegant, so it'll be more like that. So a bit shorter and a bit more elegant. Using the mould from this, I'll make this necklace. This will be earrings, and these will be earrings as well. I made this one a little bit thinner as well. What else? These earrings, and there will also be another chain. So this chain will be shorter, it won't be this long, and there'll be another chain underneath here, and that'll be a hook earring. I'm going to make this a stud earring, just sort of simple that way, a stud, and then another version of it with a drop, and then I might do like mix and match or something, I'm not sure, but I want to do both versions of that. What else have we got? Oh yeah, this one and this one will be a bigger project piece at the end, and probably maybe one-off pieces, and then we'll have a bezel in there, and there one that would be the necklace, and this would be the matching earring, and that would be a stud. I don't know if I said, but these two will be studs as well. These will be a simple earring, and I've bought a stamp to recreate the floral markings there. The same with this earring. I bought a stamp that will be used to make the floral markings in there as well. And I'll use some resin to pick those colours out. I'm going to make a ring. Again, this is a very rudimentary prototype, but I want it to sort of be twisted wire, and then like maybe like a swirl or something. I'm still sort of mulling over that, but I want to try and do a ring this time. And this piece, again, it'll be a one-off. I think I will try and see if I can do this piece as a one-off piece, but it'll be at the end, and I see where I'm at with everything else. But yeah, I've redrawn all the ones that I'm definitely doing just quickly, so I know roughly where I'm at. But yeah, I'm happy with the selection I've got. And hopefully it turns out the way I'm hoping, because so far I'm cautiously optimistic about how it's going. So yeah, next stage will be getting the metal clay out and to start cutting elements out with cutters and moulds and all sorts. So my metal clay setup is set up again. I have written a list of everything I want to cut out, and then I broke it down into parts, because 125 gram won't be enough to do all of it, and secondly I'm waiting for the stamp and the extruder to come in the post, so I can't do that until that arrives to make the last lot anyway. So I'm going to concentrate on this lot to start with, do this tomorrow. Yeah, so 6 flowers, 1 butterfly mould, 1 flower mould, one rectangle for the necklace is what I'm trying to hopefully get out of the 25 grams. It's always hard to tell. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less than you think. But that's what I'm starting with, and take it from there really. So my stamps arrived yesterday. There is 7 of them, and this is me testing all 7 to see what they look like. And then after much testing and of patterns and flowers on each shape and stuff, I have settled with this combination for this earring. Number 5, and then number 5 here and here, and then number 4 here. Sort of like, so this goes all the way up and round. I need to practice cutting them out a bit more smoother so it doesn't distort the shape. We'll work out the best way of doing that. But that's what I'm going to go with. So yeah, just got to get them done on the metal clay now. Okay, so yesterday I made 2 sizes of chain extenders, so it's just a lobster clasp with a jump ring at the end, 2" and 4". I've done this because one of my shops, my Braintree shop, the owner mentioned that people often find my chains a little bit too short and it could be affecting sales. So in the future I'm probably going to put longer chains on necklaces, at least for that shop. I didn't want to go back up there and change all the chains, quite a big job, and then have to recut all the chains, and I didn't quite want to do that. So what I thought I'd do, like in the interim, is make these chain extenders to sell separately, and then if it's a little bit too short you can buy it and then extend the chain. My only worry is that because the price of silver now is so high, they're a little bit expensive. I wanted to charge sort of between £1.80 and £2.50, but actually they're more like £3.50 now because the lobster clasps are £2.40 each, unfortunately. But I thought I'd do it anyway. I didn't feel myself making them, but I thought I'd explain what I was doing, and I have loads of these that someone kindly just had left over and gave to me, so I thought I'd put them in here and then use my Cricut to make a label to attach to this, labelling between which ones are the 2 and which ones are the 4". So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going to package those up and then put them in 2 piles so I don't get them confused, and then I'll go use a Cricut to make some labels. Okay, before I do anything else, I am going to tidy up my space. It's not a very big space, but it's just got an, oh, there's my dog, very chaotic, and I feel overwhelmed by it. So before I can do any more work, I just feel like I need to do a bit of a reset, a bit of a reorganise, and then I think I can sort of clear my head, because I keep sort of darting from one task to the back to my desk, and then the shop prep and left over from that, and then market stuff. So I just feel like, yeah, I just need to sort some things out, and then I feel calm once the space is tidier. So that's what I'm gonna do now, just for the next half. Okay, it's looking a bit better. It's a bit more organised over here. Just kind of like grouped. It looks kind of messy still, but kind of grouped it into like cutters and sandpaper and equipment, and then prototypes there, and then like the clay that I'm working on here, and the scale is there. I've left my photo setup out because I don't need the space right now, and I might put it away later if I do need the space, but it's kind of handy to have if I want to take some quick photos. air fruit purifier and printer. I'm going to find a box to put those in before I send them off. This piece is looking a bit clearer. Yeah, it's a bit better. Floor is clearer as well. The dog toys over there, but yes, and doggy's still napping. But yes, I feel a lot better for just having a bit of a sort around. Yeah. Okay, so these are the pieces that end up firing. The other pieces I'm gonna finish later, so I'm gonna do sort of like the collection in 2 releases, because those pieces are bigger and more complex, and I want to take more time with them. And these pieces are more simple, and I just want to kind of like get them done and on the website and into shops and stuff. I didn't film the sanding and the firing process because you've seen a lot of that recently, so I thought I'd just get that done. And yeah, so at this stage I think I filmed myself sort of setting up the tumbler, so these are all tumbled. These ones I'm going to solder on a post. I haven't decided which side yet, but on one of these edges, on both of them obviously. And then once that's done, where all the floral pattern is, I'm gonna use UV resin in the dips to add colour and bring out the pattern that way. So that'd be cool. Similar with these ones, same colour resin in that gap, and then I'm going to add a probably a ball stud actually, so just a simple ball stud, but I'm going to solder all the jump rings before I do the UV resin in that. So I'm going to put those to the side for a minute because I do the soldering all at one time. These ones need post, these ones need soldering as well, so they're put to one side for now. I'm going to put post on those. These ones also need a post, I think. Yeah, those ones need a post, and these ones, not that one. That one needs a post. So these ones are, that one. So these 4 needs posts. Those ones all need soldering. They're going to be like studs like this, so just need a post on the other side, a stud or post, whatever. These ones I'll do first. These ones don't really need any soldering right now. I'm going to add the chains and stuff, and then do the soldering Sunday or Monday, because I've got a market tomorrow. But yeah, that's the plan for the next stage of this. Okay, so I finished the first one of these, and although I'm happy with like how the chain looks, I don't love how like much the jump rings, still can't see how much the jump rings stick out. So I'm gonna order, these are 4mm ones. Deciding whether to go down to 3mm or even 2.5. I think it'll just make it a bit more like seamless and less bulky and sticky outy, so I'm not going to do the other one until I've ordered some of those, because yeah, I don't quite like how they kind of like stick out. It just looks a bit odd. I mean, it's okay up here, this one, but the rest of them I don't really like. So I can put that to a side for a minute, and then I'm going to assemble these ones ready for soldering, and Well, these ones also need a chain, so maybe I'll add the chain to that as well. And then it'd be ready for soldering, which I need to order some more studs and those jumper rings. So yeah, get these done, and then maybe I'll put the order in for the stuff that I need next. The day before I start back what I was doing before and carrying on with that, I got a order Saturday I think it was, for a necklace, and I don't have it in stock, but I have the earring version in stock, so I'm just gonna turn this into a necklace basically, and I'll have 2 necklaces instead of 1 pair of earrings. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll get it packaged up and sent off. Yeah, packaged up and sent off, ready to go to the person who ordered it. So that's what I'm doing for a minute, just adapting this into a necklace. It's the next day. I packaged up the order and I sorted a few things out. I did a bit more sanding, that's what I did. So you would have saw me do some more sanding and cleaning up of the pieces. That's done. And now it's moving on to soldering. So all the pieces that I've just, I don't know if you can see these tiny little, I won't even say holes, like dents or divots. And that's where the stud's going to sit, so I know where it is, and I know where I'm aiming for, and it kind of like sits in there a little bit, and it kind of like helps me position it and make sure it's in the right place, and kind of holds it in place while I'm soldering it. So I made these tiny little divots in all the pieces, ready for soldering. So that's what's next. I'm going to set the soldering up and get cracking with that. Okay. So it's time to add colour to the embossed parts of the pieces. So I've put those in there so they don't roll away, and they stay sort of in one place so I can put the resin in carefully. I've chosen this kind of like purpley magenta colour. Hopefully that'll complement the silver really well. Part of me is nervous because I love how they turned out so far without the colour, and I'm always worried like, is the colour like not gonna look good or take away something? But I think I want to be brave and add the colour. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to use UV resin and mica powder to fill in the gaps for the colour. Okay, so I've done the resin and I've kind of finished up these pieces now. So those are the hoops. I had to use a slightly different box because it needed to be slightly deeper. It doesn't unfortunately have my branding on, but they don't fit in my normal boxes. But I'm really loving how the purple complements the silver. These were definitely a bit more fiddlier. It's definitely a bit of a learning curve, like I had to do it. I did the first one all at once, and that was definitely a mistake, and it was starting to leak out, so I had to do a bit of clean up on that one. But the second one, I did it in stages, and that was a lot better to do it kind of like one flower at a time. But just because of the shape, it was quite tricky at times, but definitely worth it. I love how they just a little bit of a pop of colour on there. Same with these. These were a lot easier because they were flat, but yeah, again, just love the little bit of hint of colour, complements that silver. And then these are the other pieces, the simple stud, half flowers, and then these ones with the flower drops, which are just a bit more, just a bit of fun really. Got the half flowers, studs, and then just these little flowers at the bottom. Focus that in. Yes, I'm really happy how those turn out. Try and get those photographed and sent off. These ones, I don't know, I could go back and forth. I think I'm not going to pursue these ones. I can't decide if I like them or not, and I think I'm leaning more towards not. But I'm going to think on it for a few more days because I have time. And if I decide not to go forward, I can, where all the holes are, I can patch those and refire those, so it won't go to waste or anything. It can still be used for one of the other designs. But yeah, that was, I don't know, I can't decide, but I think I'm going towards not, but I'll have a think. So my plan with this is getting these photographed for the website, but then sending them off to Derby that needs more stock, and then put them on the website as like coming soon or pre-order, and also I can use the photos for like social media promotion in the meantime, and then I'll just make another batch because one at a time is probably not the way to go. I think I need to start making at least a couple at a time really. It's just the way the price of silver is, it's tricky to commit too much, but particularly these ones and these ones have gotten really good response on Instagram, like as I sort of take pictures as I go when I'm working and put them on my stories on Instagram, so these ones definitely had a lot of good reception. Particularly the half hoops, so I think they might hopefully sell. They're quite expensive unfortunately due to the silver price, but yeah, hopefully they'll sell and I can just make another pair. But that's the plan going forward. But before I crack on with that, I've been given these earrings by my mum's friend, and it's a similar situation to the pair of earrings my mum had. She doesn't like these hoops, so I don't work for her. So I'm just going to adapt these earrings to simply snip and attach a hook instead, because the hoops don't work for her, so that's a quick job, but I'm going to do that quickly and just adapt those for her. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do next before I do photography. Okay, those are done now. It was quite a quick, easy job, just switch them out. Makes you, they're quite cute, makes me want to do make some beads. I could do some silver beads or something. Might be making nice earrings, but those are cute. So that's done. I can crack on with the next thing now. So before I do any photography of the new pieces I just made, I've had an email from my Cornwall stockist saying my shelf is running low. So I've just grabbed some stock which I'm going to send for restock. So these need polishing, that needs turning into a necklace. Most of them need labels. That one needs a chain. I need to fire that still that needs firing and assembling. These ones I think are mostly okay. Double check labels and stuff, but yeah, I'm guessing quite a bit, so then the stock lasts till I only do stock again at Christmas time. But yeah, so this is the detour I'm going to take for the next couple of days to get the stock out quite quickly. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on next. Okay, so this stack of boxes is necklaces and basically necklaces that need chains, or that one needs swapping into a necklace. Over here, this needs assembling onto here and then a chain, and then this needs a few coats of gloss, and this needs sanding and firing. So I'll probably jump between a few, like as that's drying I might work on this, and if that needs to dry I might swap back to that or do a chain or two. So I might sort of swap in between tasks of this kind of stuff for now. This one's already been glossed. I glossed that one before but never used it at that point, so that one's fine. Yeah, this one needs glossing, so put that over there ready for glossing. So I think that about wraps up this vlog. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but hopefully it might be. What's the next one going to be? I don't know what I'm going to do next week. Probably deciding whether to make more of the pieces I just finished or something else. But I'll film whatever it is I end up doing. Maybe I'll have a break from business stuff and do some other creative hobby as a palette cleanser. It depends on how much work I've got to do, but yeah, that's it for today. Thank you again for coming along with me with this vlog, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.